Flourish, nigga. Flourish, nigga. Flourish.
I try not to drag you into this kind of news. I try not to drag you into the Negus news. The Negus Network news. Exactly. I try not to drag you, but
Central Negus Network. Central Negus Network.
The Central Negus Network has been off the radar recently. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if you heard, but a pretty important rapper has outed his political beliefs for the first time. And if you're not sure, I've got a clue.
My little brother? Is it my little brother? It's my little brother. Let me pull out my. Let me make. You know what I mean? Let me get ready because I already know it's about to be my little brother. So let me get my braids. Let me get my braids out. Yeah. My little bro.
So here's your clue. Some might say he's got a lot of sway on elections.
See? You subbing my little bro Swae Lee. I already know you subbing my junior. That's my little junior, Swae Lee. That's we are. You know how in National Geographic where like they go to some remote place and all the people look the same. You know what I'm saying? On one of them islands in adjacent in that archipelago, that's me and Swae Lee in there. Me and Swae Lee was in that archipelago, one of them Nat Geo islands. You know what I'm saying?
Yo. Nat Geo is absolutely nuts. Swae Lee said that he was not MAGA, even though he has been offered. So there's an offer out, just so that you know. He's a coveted swing vote. Uh-huh. He's a coveted swing vote. And I just think black people we look foolish right now. I just want to say, like, we look pretty foolish because Swae Lee said he got offered 90 bands to go perform / endorse Trump. And I was like, wow, not only are we foolish, we're cheap. We're cheap. We're our vote to sway the election, to Swae Lee the election is 90 bands, bro. I was like, that's actually pathetic.
Heads are moonwalking, bro. They hustling backwards, bro. Like, if it's like 90 bands, you're supposed to be like, nah, I need 100 and so because by the time the government take they shit, he was like 90, yeah, cool. Like, that's like being like, nah, don't give me the whole dollar. Just give me 90 cents. You know what I mean? Like, nah, I'm not. I got no ambitions. Oh, for you, I'll give you that 10% discount. For you, Donnie. Oh, let's go, baby. I got you.
And what's funny is that he said he didn't take the money, but guess what? It wouldn't matter now, would it? Like, no one's going to check that. No one's going to check his invoices for that payment. So even if he took the money, it would be a wash point. It would be a moot point at this juncture.
I mean, when you look at the hearings they had recently, it's so many companies they just sprouted up on paper that they started writing checks to. He could have Funky Finger Productions could have paid him, and it would have been Donald Trump still.
Yo, he made an unforgettable LLC. He said unforgettable LLC. he took trademarked. He trademarked Black Beatles LLC and took that check.
He was like, my oppression got a really good flavor. And he came for the new.
He said, I ain't got no type. 90 bands is the only thing that I like. Yo, Swae Lee actually swindled everyone in this affair. I'm proud of him and I'm ashamed of us. Like, I'm proud of him for doing what he needed to do and so ashamed of us.
Yeah, because Swindle Lee, who's his OGs? I don't know. Who's Swindle Lee's OGs? Swindly.
I don't know if he has OGs. Where is he from? Where are the eardrummers from?
I don't want to misquote. I mean, of course, I'm gonna say Atlanta in my head, but then you go to find out, in a lot of artists that emerge out of Atlanta aren't necessarily born there. They could be from Florida or Mississippi, So
yeah, and like and no disrespect to him, all disrespect to the black voting bloc, because we have nothing right now. Here's a cool anecdote. I know someone who, we might need to edit this out because like it's so like in the trenches of media shit that I know and probably shouldn't reveal. But I know someone who owns a website that speaks primarily to the black audience and a black voting bloc that swung more in the conservative direction last election. And that person told me that the Trump administration was offering a higher CPM for their ads. So like, I think both campaigns reached out to the website to be like, hey, we'll pay you whatever it was, let's call it $4 per impression. That's what Trump's administration. And then the other one, Kamala, that campaign was offering like 75 cent type shit. So like, there's definitely a very strong program to get our vote. Like, people think that, oh, we're not a big enough voting bloc, or how could we sway an election? And I'm like, no, they literally pay huge outlets and huge artists to come like shuck and jive and dance in front of us, and then we wonder, and on the back end we're like, well, so and so Chili from TLC, how could she? It's like, yeah, she took a check. Like, what the fuck is Chili supposed to do? Like, what do you expect from her?
I think it's worth noting, though, as appalling as it always comes off to be, I think it's worth noting that celebrity endorsement is not exclusive to celebrities, black celebrities, right? We know public figures and celebrities. That's just part of the game. I think it slightly surprises us. Sometimes it doesn't. I think maybe it surprised us because it was a black candidate in the race. But
that could be
none of this is new. We were talking earlier about Malcolm, and that point was made, almost hinted at from the last episode. Like, why are we requiring or expecting even our celebrities to step into these roles of leadership? But I will say this about the black voting bloc: it's an influential voting bloc. Everything we do is influential, and the machine that is social media right now is proof positive, because black Americans, black people in general, made social media what it is. It used to be social networking in the first place, right? And now it's social media, and I dare say it's evolving to something else past social media even, to be named. But the same engine driving fuel force that we have culturally translates to how we vote. And if there are ways to nullify that, we'll see. We see that they'll actively pursue ways to nullify that.
Absolutely. I mean, the other part that, I mean, we both know what the hood is and how the hood is going to vote. And like, I knew before the last election, I knew the hood was going to vote the way that it did, because I be in the hood. You know what I mean? Like, I don't be in the barbershop. I got my jigger wig, you know what I'm saying? But I'm in spaces that are analogous to the barbershop. And when I be on the street, when I'm in the subway, when I'm walking to go get a bagel or whatever, it's like, oh, like, heads here is for one side, and it's not the side they're going to report and talk to the news about. And I was in newsrooms during the election, and the newsrooms that I was in had a lot of liberal white people that were like, well, the black vote is going to go this way. And I was there like quiet as it's kept, like, my lips are sealed, buddy, because I can't explain to you, but it's not going the way you think it's going to go.
I think it's hard to say, because I've seen quote unquote street people express many times very informed and translatable political ideas, and highlight the urgency of why certain things are important to our community. Like, there's a dope account. This is more kind of local. I don't know the account holder's name, but there's a brother, I don't know if he's a former MTA worker, but he does these walking videos in New York and Brooklyn, OG.
Oh yeah, no, I know him.
And he talks about what the the mismanagement of the MTA. He talks about local politics, mismanagement of funding, what these things mean for the safety of workers, for commuters. So there's people like that. And then I also was like deep in Crown Heights to see a cat with an oversized jacket that matched his MAGA hat. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's definitely both. But if we're going by the voters and what's reported, and we're trusting that, black people were not heavily in support of Donald Trump.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. And I think that we have been a voting bloc that votes out of survival. Like, we understand that the options there are not optimal for either party. Like, we know that there's an okie doke no matter what. So I think it's been important for us to have these public discussions, but I think the fact that they get filtered through the proxy of celebrities is troubling. Like, it's funny to me that like Nick Cannon has anything to say about where we should vote. Like, I'm like, the songwriter of Gigolo, tell me more. Like, I don't I don't necessarily he's very important to the culture too. Like, I'm not going to stress Nick Cannon. Like, he has never slacked. He's like the Black Dick Clark, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, you can be important to the culture. Maybe our cultural icons are not as politically informed as the narrative of the cultural icons of our parents and our grandparents' age. You know, the Harry Belafontes, even Bill Cosby before the full truth was publicly made known about him. Sidney Poitier, various figures who also understood how their influence affected politics and how it affected getting messages out to our communities. But, Nick Cannon is he's Zoltan right now. He's Zoltar with the turban, you know what I'm saying? He's Zoltar. Now, granted, people get to evolve, you know what I'm saying? But I don't remember any other times that I was looking to Nick Cannon to see what his political outlooks were.
Yeah, no, I'm a gigolo. I think his political outlook is an absurd topic. Like, I think generally to say what's Nick Cannon gonna when's Nick Cannon
You see how Nick Cannon sent them people for you? You see that? You better be careful, bro. We about to have to call him, Richie Guns. Don't call him Nick Cannon on this, bro. Call him Richie Guns. Cause you see how that happened? You see how the police was ready? They was already outside.
Nick Cannon said the ops is ready for y'all. Keep talking shit. Keep talking shit on my name.
Before there be a drum line outside your door. The whole drum line outside the door. It'd be Nick Cannon, it'd be Amber Rose as a majorette. It'd be Amber Rose as a majorette. It'd be like, you know what I mean? The whole drum, Swae Lee playing on the front. It'd be a whole drum line. Killer Mike
all the
with
ear
the big drums in the back. Yeah, all the Shremmers, you know what I'm saying? All the Shremmers would be outside your door. All the Shremmers, kid.
Yo, segment break. This is one I really had to ask you because it's worth deep black investigation. Who is a more influential 6 Degrees, Nick Cannon or Ray J?
Ray J.
Yo, I think that's the pat answer right now. Like, that's the established answer. But I venture to say that Nick Cannon he's coming for Ray J's spot. Like, there's definitely some Nick Cannon claims to cultural landmarks and cultural moments that are post 2020. Like, Nick Cannon kind of got the crown right now.
Maybe it's like that Simpsons episode, since they always predict the future with the stonecutters, and like people who you think are the boss in the forward-facing world don't be the boss behind scenes, and maybe like Nick Cannon is Ray J's handler or something crazy like that. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Like, Nick Cannon is out here. Nick Cannon can shift the needle on your algorithm when he feel like it. He'll come out here. He can do a rain dance on them. And it's a thing. And he doing like high level science with the glasses. I seen Mano doing that too. They might need to have a draw, actually, like a duel, and come and do them glasses games. But I digress. I see what you're saying. Nick Cannon, powerful person in entertainment, a powerful catalog of films and media, and as you referenced, a pretty interesting music career, if you want to call it that.
Nick Cannon, first of all, there's a Nick Cannon R. Kelly connection with that song Gigolo, right? There's like not many know that before the Pied Piper. First of all, should we just call those the Epstein flutes? R. Kelly's flutes. He was trying to tell us something from way back. Like those are the crazy flutes to be like, I'm grooming and I'm actually playing Pied Piper flutes on songs. And Nick Cannon had the Epstein flutes on Gigolo. You know what I'm saying? He knew even then.
He had the Jeff flutes. You know what I mean? That's them Jeffries.
Yo.
But you see, you see what happened in Get Him to the Greek. Sean Combs says he smoked the Jeffrey.
Y'all need to take a hit of this Jeffrey. It'll calm you down.
That's yo.
He said.
They was dropping clues.
He was dropping.
They was dropping clues, bro.
Yeah,
They was dropping clues. He was putting that pink MDMA in the blunt. Yeah. I mean, I think with Nick Cannon specifically, the way I've been consuming the media coming out of him is like, it's not anything to do with art. Like, it's not Wildin' Out clips. It's like Nick Cannon's personal beliefs flooding my timeline every so often. And I'm like, I'm suspicious. Like, there's no way that Nick Cannon has become such a pertinent cultural voice all of a sudden. And I do feel like it's a psyop, bro. Like, I feel like they trot a few of them out, like the same way he's about to be outside my door, like doing the drum line. As soon as like niggas develop any kind of political consciousness or even a political grievance, here come Jay-Z, here come Nick Cannon, here come Oprah. Like, they said there's like a line of celebrity niggas. You can name them, and some of them are more like controversial and fringe, like Nicki Minaj. Nicki Minaj has become controversial and fringe because she's so closely aligned with the agenda and like shaking hands with Trump on stage. But also, she doesn't have the same kind of cred and clout with the black community as she once did. Whereas Nick Cannon is kind of like a floating and very well-liked figure in many black circles. And I think you could say that if he took the endorsement, or if he took that invoice from the Trump administration, he might get a little bit more traction with his place in the culture.
I don't know. I feel like they was trying to flame him very recently on some anti-Semitism. He's out here reading the Kyrie Irving books. He on the banned book. He reading them banned book lists. He out here, you know what I'm saying? He out here with the wrong ones. The ones that say they the ones yelling at you in front of Macy's. He be with the ones yelling at you in front of Macy's. And and he Madam Cleo now. It ain't even, it's the turban.
It's the turban, bro.
He's the turban in our future. You know what I'm saying?
That turban got his mind wrapped, dog. He's got his mind wrapped up.
Yeah, he got us wrapped up. He's determining. He's determining our whole get down. You know what I'm saying? But I hear what you're saying. We definitely got these characters, or there are just people, and many of whom are black and white, that fall for the propaganda. Like the machine is rich and complex. And that's not making an excuse for anybody, but we've heard it all before. This Sunshine Anderson, like we've seen this. We brought up Marcus Garvey in the last episode. They figured out how to put ops around Marcus Garvey. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, that's very true. I mean, that was J. Edgar Hoover's first project. Like when J. Edgar Hoover was an intern, Marcus Garvey, that was his first project.
Right. So they just, we got new ways to be infiltrated that are like fun. They look fun to us, because it is becoming easier. No one has to do the knowledge anymore.
So here's a fun story. Did you hear what happened to Tiger Woods and what his response was? I don't know if you've seen or heard some of the images coming out of the Tiger Woods kerfuffle, but
Yeah, I mean, I seen the picture where he kind of looking like he looking wild. He was looking wild. You know what I'm saying? He was looking wild.
Yeah.
He was looking kind of wild.
He looks like substances.
He was looking like a cab driver in the Heights. He was looking like a cab driver in the Heights.
He's trying out for the AAA Yankees. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, he look like a Dominican cab driver in the Heights with an earpiece on. But I didn't, because of that, I didn't want to revel in like now waste.
Of course.
Eye strength. Reading what foibles he got into because he, did some type of substance and drove around,
But
it's about that. It's about that. Everybody in the government, everybody in the government,
Of course. But do you know what he did once he was pulled over? Do you know where he went and who he called?
Nick Cannon again.
See, they sent my niggas.
Jesus. You gotta tone it down.
Yo, and this nigga stopped.
Yeah. They upstairs.
You heard?
They upstairs. Him downstairs.
Impressive response time. Impressive response time. Let's see what happens.
It's like they decoding it too fast. You gotta slow that down. They breaking it down. They carried the Y underneath the X on that one. You gotta be careful.
Exactly.
You gotta be careful.
Yo, but when Tiger got arrested for his DUI, he was video recorded walking back from a phone call, and he tells the cop, "Oh, I was on the phone with the president." Like he called it in immediately. He was like, "Look, I'm out here," and I don't know if you're aware, but Tiger Woods is dating Don Jr.'s like ex-wife, like his like main ex-wife, like his baby mom's type shit. And Tiger's dating her, and he's like, "Yeah, like let me get the guy on the phone because I'm in a pickle." I'm in a little bit of a pickle and so he walks back to the police officer, and I don't know if it's body cam footage / phone footage, but he's telling the police officer, I was just on the phone with the president. And I just like that he openly acknowledges how white supremacy works in his life. Like how he's definitely like, he's like, yeah, I'm down with that squad. I always have been. And I'm calling in favors. Like well after he's famous. And so there's that part too of celebrities invoking a certain kind of privilege from just being visible, like being visible, being important, being powerful. And I think with Tiger, because he's struggling so much with his own substance and addiction issues, he's like on some no way out shit. Like, I don't think he has a plan for what he's going to do to correct his life. So he's like, I have to exercise every privilege that I have.
That's like when you're beholden to the feds, when you become an agent for them and they got something on you and now they pay you, they employ you to do this thing, right. But now they're the only ones who can employ you. So you're always kind of like on the hook to do the thing for them. It's either that or he's like the ultimate. He's the cabinet agent. He's a cabinet agent. He was cabinet agent, and now he's the cabinet agent, and he figured it out. Because, I said this episode 1. I'm like, black people on some, I'm going to call Donald Trump. When they get in trouble, he's almost like one of those like lawyers you see a billboard for on the side of the highway. They like, you get in trouble, call Trump. Like even Afro Man had his stars and stripes on. So it's like you start talking that talk. You get people that's like, I'm not trying to go to the camps.
Yeah, and here's the thing. He will do it. He like, first of all, won't he do it? Trump has gotten NBA YoungBoy out of trouble. He's gotten NBA YoungBoy out of trouble. He got Lil Wayne.
Rocky. He got Rocky out of trouble.
Right, ASAP. Them charges, like, so if you, it's like, Trump is the public defender now of black celebrities and rappers.
Look, the white Southern Baptist Church just went into an uproar when you just gave them that. Will he do it? Will he do it? They grabbing snakes out of terrariums.
What's funny is that he's not doing it for them. Like, he's specifically not doing it. Like, all them January 6th niggas, them niggas is still behind bars, dog. Like,
yeah, you know why?
They started. Why?
Because hip hop was bigging up Donald Trump for like 20 years, the 25
it's
years.
True. It's true.
Hip hop was down with Donald Trump. You know what I'm saying? We was bigging him up, so he was like, "I owe some of these niggas something." You know what I mean? I owe some of these, you know what I mean? Let me get a couple of these niggas. All right, you know what I mean? He's like, you know who he is?
Yo.
He's king of New York. He's
the king of New York.
Yo, he's the king of New York.
He is the king of New York. Oh my God.
He hang out with Lawrence Fishburne. He hang out with him. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
He got these guys, you know. He'll dance around with them. But yo, you know, when the time comes, everybody gonna die but him.
Yo, he'll put some money on your books though. He'll put some money on your books.
I'm gonna start telling people if they get locked up, so that they could, you know, hey, look, you better call Donald and put some money on the books, man. Put some money. He probably got a special yacht. He's gonna defund everything except some program that makes him look like the white savior for black people. He putting money on your books. He thought, you know what? This is what it's gonna be actually. To get your stimulus check, you got to go down to the jail.
Go down to the jail, sign up, do your little bid.
Yeah, do your little bid or whatever. Do your little bid, go to school or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yo, that's actually not a bad plan. That's not.
Do your little slavery or whatever. You know what I mean? And then you come back and get this check for like $1,200. You know what I mean?
Oh my God. I mean, and then also there's the reputation he has of being the Teflon Don. Like he is the only person to truly like. He's the new Teflon Don, and the crazy shit is like, yo, even Drake couldn't beat the pedophile charges. Trump beat the pedophile charges. Trump beat the pedophile charges. You know what I'm saying? Which is crazy. I'm like, if most of that stuff that he's accused of happened in the 80s and 90s, it makes sense that he's parallel with the rise of hip hop. Because like a lot of really terrible things went down in the 80s and 90s, and it's kind of like the fuel for the most awful men running shit right now.
Oh yeah, I mean, the 80s is like they full on glory days, like Reaganomics. We've been in Reaganomics since the 80s though.
Yeah,
how is this not Reaganomics? Donald Trump benefited from Reaganomics.
Yeah, he really did. I mean, I was going to ask you too, like, because we were talking about specifically how black celebrities get put into this position that they didn't necessarily ask for. But on the other side of it, right, like, what happens if we start assigning them to the positions that they're most a fit for? So I'm thinking we get Ving Rhames on gerrymandering. You know what I'm saying? We might have to assign Azealia Banks to the Secretary of Defense role. You know what I'm saying? Like, what if we just let's go the whole pig and say these celebrities are these decision makers? Because there's already a bunch of clowns in this administration doing jobs they're not qualified for, and similarly, we are looking up to a bunch of clowns to do things that they can't do. Why don't we set up Lil Wayne to be the Department of Homeland Security? Like, I don't see why not. I feel like
because we're advanced now. We got agent provocateurs like Candace Owens out here now, where you're like, oh, I don't even know what side she on now. Like, it's getting meta now. It's getting meta now. Like,
yeah, it is.
Like,
it is,
you know,
actually.
Killer Mike was out here talking about the black banks, and next thing you know, he was like, no, you know, the cops ain't so bad. And I was like, wait, what? Your name is Killer. Like, what happened? You just Michael now?
He said,
Michael.
He said, I'm Killer. I'm not a cop killer. he's not about, and you know, with the family ties.
Cupcake Killer.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I do think it's more on us to finally break the spell of black celebrities taking up responsibilities that they should not have. But I also want to know from you, like, because there's a reason that people who are really good and talented at their art form and swaying public opinion, and like you said earlier, like cultural know-how is a part of our heritage, right? Like that's our inheritance as black people, and our celebrities, our artists, they're part of trafficking the cultural know-how. So it's not as if they are responsible. Like that doesn't make them responsible for us and our political moves, but they also have this disproportionate amount of power in that space, like to be able to spread messages specifically. So it's like, what do we do with that power? Like, do we just say positive affirmations to people, say, hey, go believe in yourself? That very general encouragement to make people get on their young, gifted, and black shit? Do we go back to that format where it's like, it's less politically specific, it's less about open a black bank or whatever, Cupcake Killer Mike is talking about, but it's more, it's straying further away from, like that could be a template that keeps people safe. Because I'm invested in harm reduction, and I think it's harmful that Charlemagne the God is telling us anything about politics, right? Like Wendy Williams' OG, what Dame Dash said. Yeah, I don't think that's a healthy position for us to be in.
It's once again, we are the group of people that has to figure out how to diagnose and remedy something that exists in American culture separate from us, not exclusively to us, like celebrity worship and how that impacts the community.
Right.
The disconnect between integrity and maintaining cultural tradition, context, that gap doesn't exist only with our public artisans or our public figures or our celebrities. That gap exists in our communities on the ground level, which is why we could see the homie wearing the oversized jacket matching his MAGA hat, right? So
yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact.
Right. So I think and then when artists are apolitical, we get mad at them too, which is why I could even mention the Beyonce,
right.
Because we've become so close to the messengers and their attempts at even relaying the message that we have more space to critique it. So we see through more of it. And, when people are using black culture to dress things up, we kind of clock it a bit earlier,
Yes, that's very true.
Where
we're very savvy
that way. Yeah, but it could be dressed that way and the message be empty still, right?
Yes, absolutely.
So I'm not sure if the approach is to figure out how to re-inject a connection, but this may sound conservative. Me saying this may sound conservative. It may sound conservative for me to figure out pathways to get us back on a tradition we've romanticized. If it's about, having the context to know what some of our forefathers fought for, and, take the responsibilities that public figures had then, and be educated enough as artists and public figures. Not everyone's going to make that choice or have the tools to understand why the choice is there. Like celebrityship can happen much faster now too. Like a young person can be not educated in general, and because of something they did that hit the internet, become very famous and become very influential.
Yeah.
And have had
that's what happened on the white side. That's what happened on the white side with Chappell Roan. Like Chappell Roan is a relatively young celebrity and represents a group of young white folks who then projected onto her political beliefs that she did not have and did not defend and did not know how to traffic in. Like she didn't know the currency of her fame, and they turned on her just as quickly as they elevated her.
Right. Or some of us made fun of Kai Cenat for like asking for reading recommendations or sharing right? When I show Speed, when people are actually expressing their ignorance by definition, not ignorance by choice, right? It's like, I just didn't know, what's the book for that? Or I'm going to go explore that. And then, it's like, you can't win for losing, because then that gets that gets shut down in some respect, right? And then also we're in an era where everybody believes they're kind of like a celebrity too. Like everybody's talking, like everyone's talking to the proverbial chat. And I think that allows us to subconsciously skirt a lot of personal responsibility on, you know, how to remain in not just alignment with our community, but in awareness of what's really going on, and that these are not new plays. These are things that have been tried and true by design to dismember us, disenfranchise us, confuse us, and we're still playing the game the same way. You know, like, you know, at the same time, you don't want to start becoming like critical in a way now where we become the new Bill Cosbys and we telling people to pull their pants up, because that pipeline was
and also
really quick.
To your point, our white brothers and sisters are in the same chokehold, because look who's the most famous person in white culture and also the president. Like, it's not like they've escaped their plight of being the common man and having foot on their neck, because they literally, their biggest cultural icon is the president and a billionaire, and selling them a bill of goods about how they can maintain their position by just following him. And we could put the onus on them to realize it, but it's a similar problem to what we've had for many years, right? Like, the same people who reap the benefits of our consumer habits are the people who are turning around and stabbing us in the back when it comes to our political fare. So I think you have a great point. I don't think it's isolated to us, but it does make me both like ashamed and amused that it keeps happening to us, and it keeps being the most absurd versions of our celebrities that we end up looking toward.
Who they wanna be like, wanna act like.
But yeah, I'm glad that you brought up the Malcolm X quote, because LeBron James was spotted on camera at a golf course in Tennessee, basically shitting on Memphis and saying that, saying what other NBA players have said throughout this season and last, but specifically like doubling down and kind of like entrenching himself in this, hey, not only should an NBA team not be in Memphis, that y'all should move this to Nashville, which I don't know how it strikes you, but I know Nashville is not very black coded. Like, Nashville is Music City, but it's Graceland Music City. Like, it's that kind of Music City. It's definitely white culture facing. And for LeBron to say that, you know, people were essentially calling out his contradictory politics like we've seen before. But LeBron been an ambassador for the IDF. Like, the funniest sort of running joke is LeBron was talking about how he's heard great things about Israel, but then the next week he's shitting on Memphis, and it's like, bro, like these things can't both be true. Like, what are you saying?
In my head, I just picture like an agent just running just outside of the camera view with a little teleprompter, just with the things from LeBron. He's just a dumb nigga just reading shit off the screen at this point. But go ahead.
I mean, there's a great pop culture writer, Shamir Ibrahim, who brought up that LeBron doesn't let any clip escape that he doesn't want to. Like, there is no media that captures his likeness, image, words that does not represent exactly what he wants to say. So when he's kind of called to the carpet for a quote like this, I have to believe that he's both prepared to defend his beliefs, and he's got some other interest that's tied up in that belief or that statement. And I wanted to get your take on not just the accidental and incidental celebrity statements about politics, but what about those more intentional seeming statements like LeBron's all of a sudden love affair with Israel?
How old was LeBron when he got drafted?
Yo, that's a great question. He was 18, bro. He was 18.
Right.
He had just turned 18.
Yo, you talk about him being prepared. I'm picturing like 18-year-old LeBron, how prepared is he to give a presentation about something political in his social studies class in senior year of high school? That's the same person. That's the same person, right? So, like, and it's not about someone's schooling, but it's like, all right, let's take it there. I don't see where in his narrative we're supposed to assume that he somehow became so informed on his political ideologies and even be willing to explain them and able to explain them. When we know that in other examples we mentioned in this episode, there's people who that, you know, they have ideas that they don't know why they support. And that's that's the point of propaganda. And there's definitely a, you know, a trend we see when black people hit certain points of wealth, and they're now all of a sudden they vote Republican because of the tax incentives, right? They're like, well, I don't want my money to get messed up, right? They end up doing business, and you know, no defense of that, but they're following the program. They're following the capitalist program, right? We're talking about Jay-Z, but it's not just Jay-Z. It's, I think a lot of us need to look about ourselves and how we would function if our luxuries and our comforts are taken from us. We saw a lot of that during the pandemic. People's political ideologies shifted because of what they thought would be taken away from them, you know?
Yeah,
so
that's true.
I don't know what, you know, is it a gross, you know, gap in understanding when someone like LeBron could talk about IDF support and then talk about Memphis? At the same time, we see, look how Memphis is portrayed too, right? Or any black city for that matter, cities that are mostly black. Look how they're portrayed, and then look how they're portrayed versus how the contextualized institutions that make those cities that way, right? Places for neglect, corruption, right? And just the issues that surround disenfranchisement and poverty. It's not given to us that way in the first place. So I don't expect LeBron to now have been inspired enough to search for that understanding and then be equipped.
No, I don't.
To, you know, especially if it's at the risk of his favor, his fortune.
Right.
I
mean, but there's the nefarious part of this too, which is that LeBron put out, I don't remember which version of the LeBrons, but I think there might be the 6s, one of the more popular versions of his sneaker, in a Lorraine Motel colorway, like the motel where Martin Luther King was shot and killed. He put it out specifically to be colored that same motel. Kevin Durant was joking on a burner account and in a group chat about being invested in a drone company that kills Palestinian children. So it's like, it would be something that I could chalk up to blithe ignorance, or maybe like positional ignorance, or even positional neutrality, if I didn't also see them do those things, which seem like I said, LeBron is so media manicured that he is thinking specifically where it pertains to his investments, like his products, like his sneakers, his image, his endorsements, like he's mum's the word on anything that might jeopardize those things, but also has become somehow very vocal about things like the Lorraine Motel. Like it's so confusing. It's such a confused and confusing politic as to make you think, like, is this nigga trying to pull the wool over my eyes? Like, is he trying to take my 15 to 20 year fandom and turn it into something way worse? Like the skullduggery involved is actually deeper than I'd like to think, because his specific support of this assassination imagery on a sneaker, I'm like, that is like you couldn't write better satire than that. That's crazy. Like, why are you making a sneaker in that colorway?
This has been the dialogue going on all the last week and change after the Jay-Z GQ interview as well. You know, it's kind of like people want to believe certain ideas about the people they are invested in, and those people have actual investments that they will be willing to protect.
Yeah.
You know, however that is, because, you know, if you're in the billionaire class,
and none of those investments are you.
And none of them are you, or none of them are none of them have your considerations.
Yes.
You don't get to weigh in. You don't get to weigh in, and maybe they don't either. And that's why they'll go along with whatever the oppressor is like. This is where the money's at. And you're talking about a lot of places and spaces where the bedrock of some of these institutions or like pathways already ask you to like acquiesce on your integrity, right?
Yeah.
If you were willing to, you know, some athletes are shown favor in their schooling where maybe they don't have to do the things normally required to pass school. But because they are contributing this other thing that makes investors happy, they will be moved ahead, right? So if you've already been indoctrinated into that being okay, then you will accept those ideas at a magnified scale. Because to you, you're just moving the same way. They're business deals. You're going where your handlers, the people around you in those classes, you're moving the same way they're moving. You're with that herd, even if you may look like a member of the other.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to find the gifted student that took LeBron's SAT for him. He's probably living a very charmed life. He or she is living a very charmed life at this point because there's no way that man took that aptitude test. And I think that's a kind of smarts, right? Like, I'm not saying that to down LeBron's intelligence. It's just like you said, his social maneuvering and his investment in himself has been so shrewd that you have to think that he skipped over the things that we have had to do throughout our lives. But this was a good one. I'm glad that we got to make the Nick Cannon the Secretary of the Interior. That was a lot of fun. And I'm glad that we're thinking about how to uplift our communities, despite the fact that almost everything is set up for us not to.
Yeah, we'll have Stacey Dash on next and reminisce about how we thought about her in the 90s versus now.
Stacey Dash, shout out to Stacey Dash, shout out to Dame Dash. You remember that Cameron line? You remember that M Dash? Shout out to M Dash. You remember that Cameron line from the Clue mixtape? Like, Stacey Dash, she was eating Tracy ass. You remember that one?
Yeah. Hey, see, Cam been a soothsayer. Cam been telling us.
Cam been a soothsayer. Did you see that Cam clip? This is a like bonus material, but did you see that Cam clip about the Jay-Z bar that's aimed at him and diplomats?
Nah. What'd he say?
So on Watch the Throne on Otis, basically Cam was explaining that diplomats had just been signed to Asylum Records, like pulling them out of their Rockefeller deal and basically redividing him and Jay-Z. And he said that the line that people thought was like, about something else, he goes, live from the Mercer, political refugee, Asylum can be purchased. And Asylum Records had just purchased Dipset. And he was like, yeah, like that nigga slick. He got me on that one. He was like, yeah, he got me. It was such a great moment because nobody knew that shit. And they're like still uncovering fucking Jay-Z subs at people. It was amazing.
Jay-Z's Batman, yo.
Jay-Z's Batman.
He's a billionaire that's telling everybody he's doing it for our own good. But, you only can do it because you're a billionaire. You committing crimes, though. You know what I'm saying? You're a vigilante. You committing crimes. But because you're a billionaire, you helping us out. You know what I'm saying? He down with me.
Jay-Z is Batman for real, dog. Is Beyonce Catwoman? She stay in the cat suit, though. Jay-Z is Batman and Beyonce is Catwoman. Holy shit. Nah, the whole time he been Bruce Wayne, dog. This was a fun one. I'm gonna take a bong rip the next time. I'll be Billy Bong Thornton too. We could do the big Billy Bong and the Chuckles, Billy Bong and the Chuckles episode for all the real fans out there.
Yeah, I'm see, it's on record now. So if you ever come back to the dark side, the cannabis dark side, or the bright side, depending on how you look at it, we over here.
Exactly. I'm Mr. Bright Side. check us out on Cavalier's YouTube. Hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to check out Smart Dumb Negus every week. We're going to be talking about everything under the sun and more. It's not just going to be like silly shit or news headlines, everything under the sun. And check me out on Substack, Big Black Commentary. I'm going to have a companion piece. There's one up right now about Nick Cannon and Amber Rose. And Cav, where should they check you out?
You can check me out at cavwins.com, or you can subscribe, like Andrew mentioned, to the YouTube. But yeah, everything you can find on cavwins.com.
Yeah, and we out this bitch.